Hello guys, this is your favorite Wiggly Willy, and welcome to Path of Exile. We're at the beginning of Act 9, so we should try to make ourselves comfortable here. Well, it's raining blood, but we shouldn't worry too much. I'm gonna quickly discuss changes I made. In the meantime, I decided to drop one of my wands, and instead I bought a shield for one chaos orb. And this shield has +1 to maximum number of summoned totems. It means that now I can summon 4 at the same time. Ain't that fun? If we had our icy golem summoned, and we summon the totems, and we use our curse here, then where is the curse? Here is the curse. Yeah. When we use the curse, we've got 12,000 DPS per totem. So like 48. But we made another change, namely we are going to use an aura. I feel safe enough to go a bit below my comfort zone with mana, so that it's gonna be in the beginning something like 13.8 thousand. So let's say I have 50,000 DPS, not counting the stackables from killing enemy minions. I think it's quite nice. In order to make everything work, I'm gonna put 1 point in alacrity and start going for the power charges. Now I can put phase run here, and hopefully it should work with custom damage taken. Shall we see how it works? Oh, and of course remember about the bonus from the potions. Awesome!
Purity will prevail.
Yep. Does it trigger or not? I'm not sure. It's supposed to. Well, it's a blue one, but it's the white one. Now, we got easily to Highgate. Let's see what changed that. Okay, we've got Sin, Tatarius, we've got a new character here. Irasha, we've got Tasuni in the middle. Tasuni in the middle. Ah, our lady died. And another new character.
The dark ember remains nestled deep within the putrid flesh of my dead beast. With many of Highgate's tunnels now collapsed, we must forge another way inside. I have divined one weak point in the beast's flank, an ancient wound wrought by the Baalish overreacher, Doriani. The wound was healed shut by a thick membrane, but the right decoction should dissolve the tissue and allow us inside. Of course, for a cordial of such potency, I shall require 2 ingredients of utmost rarity. First, our viscous concoction shall require basilisk acid, a princely poison which drips from the caustic heart of the basilisk, and Trathan powder, an explosive substance oft used in the mining of virtue gems. With these 2 bitter harvests, I shall brew something worthy of eroding the membrane of my decaying pet.
Well, at least I have a slight feeling that it might take a bit longer than the previous one.
Within the ruins of Highgate Refinery you shall find it. Trathan powder, a slightly more unstable blend to the kind found within the celebratory rockets and illuminations of Trathus. This devious mixture of crumbled chemistry was once used to blast holes through even the thickest mountainsides. It will ensure that our mixture has the brute force required. Though one should tread carefully within the refinery, for General Adus and his elite legionnaires sought refuge there during the first moments of Malachi's cataclysm. If they remain, they will be creatures of darkest discipline, strong men in health and life, made even stronger in corruption and death. Basilisk acid drips from the hearts of those venomous monsters, though I cannot blame them for their disposition. They are tragic creatures. Theirs is a sorry tale more closely tied to my own than I care to dwell upon. Alas, the forging of my dark ember produced some rather unfortunate byproducts. But we shall not see any success if I am to dwell on those past eras.
That's true. Don't dwell too much on the past.
You can gripe all you want, lover. We can't stay here. Not with all this blood.
Where do you expect us to go, Vanya? We have our whole lives here in Highgate.
I don't know. West, perhaps? The Ezomite lands. I don't care. Just somewhere that has unpoisoned water.
Oh, Beast Slayer.
Good to see you again.
Even if you have happened upon us in a rather unruly time.
Shush now, sweetie. There's no need to bother them with our woes.
Oh, they don't know. I can see on your face you haven't heard.
It's Kira. She's gone mad.
absolutely bonkers.
She's abducted Oyun.
Stolen off with her into the desert. And to make matters worse,
The whole of Highgate is in a state of disarray. There's beast blood in the water.
usurpers are eyeing up the throne.
That's
And the
the
old gods
plan.
have risen. If you want my advice, get out of Highgate.
Or save us.
While you still can.
You must have encountered men and women like us before.
Relic hunters.
Usually
Collectors of
people
rare
say,
antiquities.
save
Anyway,
yourself
Vanya and I are the best
while
in
you
business.
can.
And we need
But
your help
they
in
want
locating
to
a
be
particularly
saved
rare
by
item.
Wiggly
Sweet,
Willy.
I was working them into it.
It's an ancient sword belonging to the Maraketh goddess Garukan.
The Stormblade, some call it. A weapon carved from crystal, capable of capturing even the most powerful of storms within its rigid edge.
The goddess lost it somewhere in the eastern desert during her ancient battle against the necromancer Suresh and his undead horde.
According to our research,
Find the blade for us and we will make it worth your while.
we do this ourselves, but what with the political unrest in Highgate as of late?
We fear leaving, lest we find the gateways barred and ourselves without a home.
Yeah.
Bye.
The nightmares are but whispers now, yet like prophets, cowering within crevice and crack. They speak of old gods returned, and the reprisal of an exile to a beleaguered land. My sister Kira has grown obsessed with the vulture of the wastes, our goddess Garukan. Kira has taken Oyun and plans to sacrifice her, imagining she can reforge herself as a Red Sakema, a warlord destined to unite the Maraketh under her bloody banner. My sister's betrayal is too great for forgiveness. Like a rabid dog wandering the mountain pass, she must be put down. I ask this of you, for you are familiar with such barbarism and will not feel the pangs of mercy that I would. On her person, I suspect you will find Oyun's royal mandate, the Sakema feather. If Kara truly wishes to take the throne, she would need such an item to be considered more than a simple usurper. Bring it to me for safekeeping. And please, return our Sakema Oyun to us if you can.
Safekeeping my ass.
But don't risk your life for hers. For I know her mind. She would not want that. Of course.
You must be the outsider, the beast killer. I am Irasha, and while our soft-hearted chieftainess has gone wandering, it falls to me to make sure
Hello,
this Akara doesn't
babe.
suffer for it. I've heard the stories they tell of you, and I know better than to pluck the feathers from a sleeping rock. Yet, for the sake of my people, I ask that you keep your peace while among us. Our customs have too often been threatened. Your ways are not our ways. Let's keep it like that. Oyun is gone for but a few days, and already Tasuni sniffs at the throne like it's a bitch in heat. Ruled by a man.
Yeah, he's a
Walk
douche.
amongst the ruins of San to understand that folly. Well, his desires are but wants and lusts while Oyun still lives. One of my scouts saw Kira and her Dekara near the foothills. They had Oyun bound to the back of a rower like a hunter's prize, and the Sakema feather, a symbol of leadership worn by her captor. Whether Kira works alone or in pack with her brother Tasuni, I know not. Yet I fear she means to sacrifice our Sakema to the vulture of the wastes. Garukan, please, this Akara has helped you in the past. Return our kindness. Free Oyun and return her safely to us. And if this quest is lost, remove the traitorous bitch Kira from this world and retrieve our feather. As long as we have that, the throne of Maraketh will remain safe.
Oh shit, that's a lot of talking.
I am Jun Ortoy, of the sun-scorched plains of Vestiri. I am investigating the disappearance of several prominent exiles. I have surreptitiously been observing your movements for some time. The way you slew the monster beneath this mountain tells me you are suitable for the task I must ask of you. Rayclast is lawless, but it is not without justice, and some here are more deserving of death than others. The missing were good people, capable fighters doing what they could to bring light to a situation mired in darkness. I believe they were taken by a group calling themselves the Immortal Syndicate, and I fear they will not be the last. Scattered across the plains and mountains are small fortifications I believe to be Immortal Syndicate outposts. They have posted guards along their perimeters, so we must be cautious. Seek one out. I will meet you there, and together we will infiltrate it.
I really like the leak, which introduced the Immortal Syndicate, but to really feel the immersion concerning the content, one should have played the game before it was added. Why? Well, that's a story for a different moment.
Celerin.
Do you need help with something?
I'll let Vanya take this one.
Thank you, love. I trained in Ori.
As a witch. Imagine that.
I thought I was telling this story, Pataris.
Yes, sorry, sweets.
I learned all about the old gods. They were supposed to be our idols, beings of divinity that guided us through our mortal lives.
But they aren't like that at all, are they, love?
Hardly. The gods know better than we are, and nobody that is as bad as us should ever wield that much power.
As bad as us? Speak for yourself. I'm positively delightful.
Yes, yes, you're so sweet they dipped you in a barrel of sugar as a babe. We know.
Please, Vanya, don't say it.
Say what? I told you so? Well, I never trusted Kira. Her need to control everything, no matter the cost, was never a trait I held much faith in.
Yes, but ambition is not the problem. I have ambition. Do you not?
Of course, I trust you, sweetie, but you're not about to go killing everything that moves in exchange for a bit of power now, are you?
Well, I trade dreams of power for dreams of you, my sweet.
Oh, Pataris.
He's awful.
Irasha? Well, she's the best we've got. Strong, purposeful, an honorable warrior.
I think the description you're failing to provide, love, is stick in the mud.
Stick in the mud?
Yes, as stubborn and serious as they come.
You just don't like her because she treats you differently.
Irasha is a stuck-up elitist. She refuses to see me as a woman.
Oh, sweets. You're more woman to me than all of them put together.
Bye.
You have come to Tasuni. Yes, I know of that dark god perched atop your shoulder. His image comes forth in my mind's eye, and I hear the sound of his breath crackle against the coldness of our mountain air. He has a different energy to the other gods revealed in my dreams. Less hostile, more empathetic to the plight which humanity suffers. Should his brethren be left to roam free? It seems, Lord Sin, as if you are on our side.
Yeah, it seems so.
In the twisting, shifting black smoke of my dreaming, I saw the beast, lying slain at your feet. I saw the rise of the old gods, the rigid, dusty remains, springing in sudden haste to life. I saw the growing of their power. As the corruption began to fade, I felt utter anguish, the madness of the beast's last rapid breath. Yet my sight, my power, still remains. It would appear that I was permanently marked by its corruption, even as I was birthed from my mother's womb. While now, my mother is no longer around to protect me, and the beast lies rotting in the bowels of that wretched mountain. Why ask me about her? That woman doesn't like me very much, and I can't say I'm particularly fond of her either. She seems to have gotten into her head somehow that I am the epitome of all evil, a selfish, blind villain. Nothing can be further from the truth, other than the blind part, of course. I suppose Irasha has good intentions, She truly wishes to see our tribe flourish. However, she is too caught up in ancient traditions to see that for us to truly flourish, we must transcend tradition. We must become progressors of the future, not attendants to dry, dusty history. Tortured, yet unbroken.
They certainly talk a lot.
Hello. I'd not believe you if I had not witnessed the boats lurching onto the shores of Rayclast myself. So, the gods have returned, and Oriath has fallen. This complicates things, to say the least. Exile, I believe the Syndicate has been planning to form a new government. The Templar were cruel, but at least they were mortal. If the Syndicate's power continues to grow, they will be able to rule Rayclast and beyond, without fear of reprisal. And we mere mortals will have no choice but to serve, or fuel, their cycle of death and rebirth. Celerin.
A traveler on the winds, Garakan pridefully plundered the sky for its secrets. To her mind, wisdom could be found in the eye of a hurricane. Please understand that Garakan is not an evil being. She was once my friend and companion. Her beauty astonished me as her aspirations inspired me. Yet I must forgo my sentiments for the sake of humankind. Like winds erode the sandstone, Garakan has been warped by the same powers she enslaved. This is not my goddess that you shall slay. And if I continue to see it, I might very well come to believe it.
People change, and it seems that even gods do.
I weep for my poor Garakan. Together we experienced the loftiest moments that this world could offer. Alas, it was my heavy heart that she could no longer bear. I knew her pride would one day be the storm that would ravage my precious humanity. In truth, it was for Garakan that I sowed the dark ember within the depths of Highgate. When love cannot be slain, it must be laid down to sleep. Remember, humanity needs us.
Take care.
No matter where you come from, or who you might be, we were all birthed by a mother. Our mothers protected us and gave us nourishment. It is our duty in life to honor that great task. Without a mother, none would tread this dirt today. The most important commandment in our people's tradition is this: honor the mother, honor the life. Arrogant men always seek to control that which they should not, as if that dangling piece of meat between their legs is somehow meant to lead them to power and glory. Men don't have the mind for leadership. Without guidance, they destroy all they touch. Leave the trials of power to women. We, who know how to nurture, how to grow, how to protect.
Yeah, and that's why you're treating Vanya badly.
Two of the very few outsiders I've met with like assault. I'm not saying I think they should have as much sway in Yakara as they do, but the fact is, the people like them. Oyun like them. And despite their clumsy attempts to adopt some of our traditions, I like them as well. My head is still reeling from what Kira has done to Oyun. That bitch looked at me day in and day out and proclaimed herself loyal unto death. She has shown her true face in the end. Once I thought the old gods were worthy of honor, and I can still see how one might think they are boons to be gained courting their favor. But if such favor comes at the price of Marraketh's lives, then I spit on the old gods, and Kira as well.
So she's not that much into tradition, at least when it comes to paying respect to the gods.
I would offer prayers up to the goddess of the breeze as a child, and listen to her voice sing in whisper as she danced through my family's wind chimes. She was my favorite. But in light of recent time, I can only believe that some immortal madness has laid waste to her mind. Through treacherous deeds and blind love, the Gemling Queen has taught us much. Her body remains here, surrounded by flowers, a reminder to all of us that we ought to tread lightly when chasing desire. Who can say, after all, where the line is drawn between bold ambition and foolish pride? My Dakara and I have vowed to protect our people, and so we keep our eyes sharp and our blades even sharper. As such, I have plenty of weapons on hand. If you perhaps needed to replenish your arsenal, I'm sure we can come to some agreement. Though you showed a mighty bravery when you slew that horrendous beast, by the thoughtlessness of your actions you have caused great trouble to fall upon our home. The water runs red with toxic corrupted blood. Now our people must travel far to fill their flasks and feed their livestock. It's as if we're in the midst of a great drought, while the water mocks us from within our own village.
I wonder if we can take care of that.
Let me tell you.
So, the mines are no longer accessible. Same goes for the desert. Well, we needed to ascend in order to go to Oriath. Now we need to descend. Oh, almost half an hour just to get to the village and hear what they have to say. Nope. Shit, don't scare me with that. I need to identify it first. Random cares. Down, 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 down. Okay, I see the face. Run is working. That's good. It doesn't share a cooldown with blinks, so it won't slow us down when we need it the most. Woohoo! Who's the fire starter? Probably a god. Vastiri Desert. Here we go. We've got the Immortal Syndicate content. We've got the Abyss League content. Woohoo! Nice spark. Whose attack was that? The Syndicate guys? Let's find some doors. Done and done.
I choose an honorable death.
So be it. We got ourselves our first map.
Oh, no, I am ready to do whatever you say.
Keep your word or lose your head.
Basically, while I go through the levels, from now on, I have a chance to have an encounter with the Immortal Syndicate members. What it means? It means that I'm gonna shit myself a couple of times because of those ambushes, and it means that I'm gonna interrogate them a bit because they work in different branches. Each branch has its own boss, and before I kick his ass, I need to get some feedback on him. And from defeating bosses, I get feedback on Capo de Tutti Capi. So their boss. Defeat Mommy. Mommy. Da, da, da. The Stormblade is ours. Just need to make some room for it. Guru Khan sought madness and knowledge amongst the billowing clouds of a blackened sky. A vulture of pride should not be refused, and so the stratosphere divulged unto her eldritch secrets of its tumultuous past. Hell if I knew what that means. But, well, the same thing with all of them. They go mad at one point. And madness brought them divinity. A waypoint. And a recipe. Wow. Chicken Raiders. We've got a sandstorm here. Better called Darude. Same thing. So, the sandstorm blocks one route. We can hear that it's blocked here. So let's go here. To the foothills. And we've got the waypoint. This place splits, so let's sell some loot. Let's complete some optional quests and let's get some feedback. First selling. So we have room for the rewards.
I found it!
By the gods! Garukan's famed Stormblade.
Do you know what this means, my sweets? Once we find the right collector...
Oh, we can go anywhere. Have anything. We will be like royalty.
But the storm inside is a problem. It's too volatile in its current state.
You're right. We can't trade away a weapon of such apocalyptic nature.
This will require some pondering, my love. In the meantime, thank you, Exile. Take your pick of our stock.
Let's take the scepter.
Have you ever heard much of the Maraketh legends?
A truly unique cosmology of strange creatures, pagan gods, and powerful treasures.
One such story talks of a magical stone dial.
A Maraketh calendar, said to detail important events in the future of our world.
General Adus, a war hero of the Empire, reported in his diaries of discovering a dial meeting that description at a dig site somewhere in the foothills.
It appears the war hero had a secret penchant for archaeologies.
But the cataclysm wiped the land clean and buried the dig site in rocks and sand. No one has been able to locate it since, nor the stone dial.
Seems that with everything that's been going on of late, knowing what's due to happen in the future could be a fairly profitable ability.
We know you would never have use for such a gift.
It would remove all the enjoyment out of adventure for someone like you.
Yeah, you like selling shit to people, don't you?
Could do well with a heads up if something particularly nasty were to occur. Besides, a relic like that should sit in a museum.
Or our collection.
Not be lost beneath the rubble where it benefits no one.
If you were to track the calendar down for us, we would pay you handsomely, Exile.
Yes, we are traders of antiquities after all.
Yes, you are.
A noble legionnaire.
But a legionnaire all the same.
Bataris and I did our research on Adus.
We needed to know as much about him and his dig site as possible.
To make sure he was worth our while.
The general was an eternal commander of the Highgate Legion.
He ran a mining camp up here in the mountains. The bastard was the one responsible for controlling Karui, Maraketh, and Ezomite slaves, forcing them into the black bowels of rockfishes in search of gems.
At least he treated them fairly and as human beings.
A slave is still a slave, my sweets.
For all his faults, the general appears to have been a good man for his time. It's a shame what happened to him. An even greater shame that by the sounds of things, he's come back.
Yes, we'd advise steering clear of his old camp.
Yeah, stay away from his old camp, but bring The calendar back from it. Shit.
Some of the members we have come across, well, they have come back from the dead. I don't have any better way of putting it. They are no mindless zombies. Somehow, they are returning, whole. This must be why they call themselves the Immortal Syndicate. Immortality is dangerous, even in the hands of those with good intentions.
Well, we can unlock quite nice crafting
Blessings.
attributes
Yes.
while unveiling those items. Let's see how this works instead of our wand. 780 8.2. Bam! Although we would need a slot for our golem. Do we have any color gems? Not many. Shit. Still. Even without it, we should do quite well. I'm gonna risk using it here. Now. Not here. First map. Let's get back to business. So, the foothills, Boiling Lake, and something more. We need to find the camp anyway. Big boys, kill Boulder back. Okay. The king looked upon images swirling atop the ancient stone dial. You look peaceful, he told his bride-to-be. So peaceful asleep in your wedding bed. But in phantasm, she did not slumber, and what he saw was not a place for dreams, rather a wooden box, about to be closed and lowered into earthy depths. Yeah, so one thing is getting some insight, and the other is actually being able to read it. Well, since I've got one place uncovered, let's just storm it. The Boiling Lake. Okay, it's a point without a new location. So I assume that we're just gonna kick the basilisk in his bolus and squeeze the acid out of his mouth. Ain't it sweet? Alright, I have summoned the fella. Mm-mm-mm. 18,000 multiplied by 4. You know what's the result? Destruction! Oh, so the monster is able to petrify. Destroyed. Yeah, if they gang up, it can be really messy. That's why we gotta go fast. Hi, Gate. Ah, we were supposed to talk to Sin about the sandstorm.
You have done well, but our concoction requires both acid and powder. Return to me when you have collected the second partner in our corrosive duo. In the Marraketh Desert, an oasis lies to the east. Its waters shielded from prying eyes by a preternatural storm. The sand will rip the very flesh from your bones, should you be so foolish as to enter into its dark shroud. Yet enter you must. The goddess Shakari hides within that golden blizzard, festering with revenge as she resurrects and rebuilds her ancient army. An army that once threatened to shake the very balance of these lands. Should she be allowed to revitalize her troops, the whole of Marraketh will finally fall under the cruelty of her selfish reign. The storm is impenetrable for now, even to the likes of me, but there must be a way in. These Highgate locals, they have an affinity for the desert and harsh weather. One of them may know of a way to disperse the storm. It is not something I deign to speak of often, but this goddess, this creature, she was once the flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. I rose into the clouds and fell into the arms of their queen, the beautiful Garu Khan. Now, if you think that mortal marriages are difficult to navigate, try an immortal one. We parted ways, yet not before my young queen of the sands was born into this world of filth and
Aww.
Now you see how I must suffer for the sake of humanity, to lay mine own daughter upon the sacrificial altar.
That's cruel.
Ah, our relic hunter returns.
You could make a regular go at this.
How about it, hero? Leave behind your warmongering ways and work for us.
No? Well, never mind. In any case,
Here's that reward we promised.
Book of
it took
Regrets.
some time, but thanks to our Maraketh
Regrets
neighbors,
like
And their
meeting you.
ancient traditions.
we managed a strain of thaumaturgy to remove the storm from Garukhan's blade.
We even bottled it for safekeeping.
We'd rather not trust anyone with this sort of power, but perhaps you can use it to clear away that sandstorm in the desert?
Find out what sort of nasties are hiding out there in the desert and put a stop to them.
Yeah, nasty. That's the sort of wording Rocco Siffredi would use. He likes nasty, you know. One should not entice the storm, one cannot invite the storm, or give warrant to its tyrant soul. We survive only by appeasing the storm with gifts and offerings of adoration. We hope that in its mercy it shall pass us by. Tempestology of the Maraketh, Repudian the
Be
Fourth,
careful.
or something like that.
This is neither the time.
Tasuni,
nor
do
the
you wanna
place.
add anything?
You have come to Tasuni.
Nope, that's what I thought. Let's get back to the desert. The sooner we dispose of Sin's daughter, the better.
Go with God.
Come on. Why isn't it working? I actually took it, right? I had to take it.
When I received my first flower of blood, I was given to the ritual of womanhood. All young Maraketh women have to dance with the scorpion to prove themselves worthy of carrying the Dakara's spear. It is no easy task to catch a black Maraketh scorpion. Their tails are swift, their stingers sharp, their poison lethal. I made my way through the trial unscathed, but my sister, we shared a womb, came into this world together. She left it, thrashing and foaming at the mouth. Since that day, I have slept with one eye open for fear of the scorpion's sting. And now Shakari, the mother of all black bugs, rises from the sands. Find that
Yeah, it's
scuttling
gonna be a
bitch.
very
Try
nice
for me
meeting
and
with
for
her.
every child, every little girl who has suffered and died by the barb of a countless poison tales.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't take it. Ah, really? Not the first time, not the last time. You did something bad. Who's bad? Da-da-da. Enter the oasis. Scorpions. chicken raiders. There's even a hideout here. The sand pit. Supposed to be on the run location. Now, let's talk with Helena, finally, about the hideouts.
The blackguards will never stop pursuing someone they consider a traitor. I'm a danger to everyone around me and not long for this world if I can't find a place to hide. This seems like a good area to build a hideout, but it's filled with monsters. Can you clear it of everything dangerous?
Oh, sure I will.
To your own.
Unlocked.
Curious. With the death of the last monster here, the very air itself feels different. I wouldn't use the word purified, but you've definitely negated the pile over this place. I'll stay here for now and make sure nothing dangerous re-emerges. Farewell.
Ooh, design. What did you want to accomplish with that? Oh, ivory camp. What do we have here? A forbidden vault. Why not?
Exile, I fear I have not been entirely honest with you. This dusty pit was once the Forbidden Vault, and I its guardian. That you have not heard of it is not surprising. It was kept in absolute secrecy for countless generations, known only to my Akara. The Order of the Jinn. It feels so strange to tell someone. To speak so plainly would have been a sin of the highest order, punishable by death. It seems harsh to an outsider like yourself, but you do not know the importance of what we did.
Nope.
Blessings.
And I don't wanna check it. Or maybe I wanna check it. I don't remember them from the original content, so...
Salah. My Akara, my people, were long ago tasked with protecting the people of Rayclass from themselves. Many artifacts of great power exist. You have come across some such in your travels. But there are some artifacts whose power is so great that to use them would put the world in jeopardy. Artifacts like the Horns of Kulamak. We, the Order of the Jinn existed to keep such power sealed away in secret. Better that the world forget that it and we exist than fight for control of a power they have no hope of controlling. You have not heard of us because you were never meant to hear of us. I say us. In truth, it is just me left. We came from all walks of life, but we were all orphans, taken in and raised by the Order, and taught never to speak of it under punishment of death. It sounds harsh, I understand, but such was the importance of our duty that a life of solitude and secrecy was necessary. For hundreds, maybe thousands of years, we remained secret, until Giannis Parandus, that imbecile, he sold us out. Reaching for the last vestiges of his ancestral glory. Just like his great-grandfather Chitus, he may have doomed us. We were only taught what was passed down for generations. We believed the horns to be the ultimate tool of life and death.
So the Perandus family are descendants of Chitus.
We do not know where it came from. Perhaps the remains of a powerful long-dead animal. Perhaps a creation of the gods themselves. Regardless of its provenance, I believe the horns are what have given the immortal syndicate the miraculous ability to return from the dead unscathed. Be careful.
And still, you didn't learn anything more. But it's nice that they actually added some lore. After the leak ended, because I don't really remember the vault. It was some time ago, so it might just be my memory. Ooh! Shit! See this? Ooh! Nice smack. Yeah, we need to watch out for quicksands. This following sands. Nope, 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 nope. So we get stacks of sand if we don't move, and that might probably be our end. And that's that. Sad but true.
Be free from the torments of immortality. A mother's keen heart shall bleed into the dreams of her daughter. Once a beauty who held captive the hearts of men and Shikari's metal decayed into lust, for the power possessed by her sky-born mother. My daughter once sought out such power within the great sands of this desert. Ever determined, she found it, and it made of her the twisted creature you so mercifully dispatched. Driven by agony and shame, she built an army out here in these sweltering lands, and would have conquered the very sky, had not the beast soothed her to a babe once more, sleeping in her cradle.
So sad. Ooh. That was close.
I killed Shikari. My sister's death has finally been avenged. Shikari was supposed to be our divine teacher, said to guide us into womanhood. All she ever gave was death.
Kids, don't do
That
math.
the teacher has learnt that mortal lesson for herself. Our whole lives, we have lived for the blessings of our goddesses. Yet here they are, in the flesh, proving to us that they are only monsters. Please, let me reward you for your efforts.
That's what I like. Now, that's one. That's two. Now we can get back to planning. What to do, what to do. I think this is gonna be a route or this. Depends on what we'll be able to find in the shop later. Okay, the boiling lake was cleared. Woohoo! Rogue Exile. Oh, he's gonna have a surprise. Not your usual jump off the cake surprise. Whoop ass! Dink dink. Increased monster movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed. Let me add them. You think that you're faster than me? You're wrong. I had nothing. I was nothing. I sold my flesh to survive. Today, my flesh belongs to the queen. But they have a lot of mods, so I might be able to sell them at a good price. Okay. The tunnel. And we've got a trial here. So it's like a reworked mine. And if it goes into the mountain, it means that we're gonna reach the beast through this place.
Fear gnaws at the entrails of the faithful and the faithless alike. Fear of the unknown.
Yeah, we know what
Fear
it
of the
is.
future. An empire requires leadership that can assuage those fears through example, through wisdom, through strength.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
An emperor lights the way through the darkened caverns of uncertainty.
No, no, no. One more to go.
Left hand, surety in the right.
Yeah. You see me rolling. Ooh, a waypoint. The quarry. Da, da, da. Shrine of the Winds. So that's probably where Oyon is. And Kira. That's probably where we should go. $60,000 easy. No sight of Oyun. Ah, wait, she's dead. Shit, she opened her like a pig. Don't try that invisible shit on me. The goddess of the winds, my ass. Denied. Oh, okay, that's because the monsters fell. It's not dropped from here. Come on. Yeah, denied.
My love, I am no beast of burden.
You were too beautiful for this ugly world. I shall find you in the next.
Aww. That's sweet in a way. Only in a way. And how shall we know a Sekma worthy of rule? By the anointing of the great rock, under whose wings we grow and soar. Shit.
It shames me to know the horrors wrought by our hands here and now. Gokhan was complicated, but she was also stubborn, and never would have thought to change her ways. We have given her a sky burial. That is the best we can do.
Many hands.
Even in the old times, she was vain beyond comparison. It was her ambition that corrupted her, despite all her warning words. Well, look now, where ambition has gotten you, my love.
She had a lot of hands. This was probably Kira. Tough luck. Don't mess with Wiggly Willy. Oh, their asses have to hurt so much. Hey, how did you die? You don't wanna know. Come on, what happened? I was slain by Wiggly Willy. You really got slain by someone who's calling himself Wiggly Willy? Don't even mention it. Huh. That's probably how it looks. Ooh. You probably some parts of the beast going to the ground here. There may be a waypoint in the middle, eh? And our actual target. Deeper and deeper. Down, down, down we go. And here is the bubble. So let's get... Okay, first let's grab the loot.
Yes.
So, bye 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 bye. Hmm. Eight, 3, 8. We're gonna talk about Orion later.
Yes.
And also the decision concerning the leadership in Highgate. They're not even explaining anymore. Any lore from the workers, for example, point of view. At least we know that the refinery was used to extract the gems. From whatever they've been taken. Okay. General Hades. Nope. Thaumaturgic precipitate machine.
And so my mistakes are put to rest, and the mighty general has fallen. We honor them both with this brew. Here we stand, amidst the coagulating remnants of my creation.
Shit.
Funny, isn't it? Once I placed my beast on a pedestal as my pride and joy.
Okay, sorry I had to interrupt.
Hello. Here we stand, amidst the coagulating remnants of my creation. Funny, isn't it? Once I placed my beast on a pedestal as my pride and joy. Yet now I send you to breach the hull of my pet's fouling black core. I have brewed for us a potion from the remnants of our harvesting hunt. I shall apply this fermentation to the weakened membrane and meet you within the black core where we shall further our agenda.
Wow, wasn't that fun? So, I'm gonna make a small break. I'm not hearing anything nice dropping. But I'm gonna level up due to that, but the boys didn't eat their breakfast, so they weren't worth much. Bang! So, how to sum up? A couple of minutes of being introduced to the chapter. Almost half an hour of listening to lore, and 1 hour to get to a point where we are basically almost at the end of our route. Let's see how it goes after a small break. Thank you. Da da da. Let's get this party started. What to do? What to do? We're ready for the labyrinth, so let's keep collecting the points. Nope. Well, it looks a bit different than last time. Labs. Sorrow. good theme, but we're handling a bit different damage here. The outcome is of course cold, but we're going for the pure stuff. We're on fire, guys! Forbidden taste. Nope. Gimme more. So it's the belly of the beast, but, well, it looks as if the belly was decaying. Ooh. Rotting core. This is the place. Woohoo! 9 and 7. 11 and a half. Nope. The black core. So we're back at it. We have the 3 hearts here. Then this is where Malachi died.
Something doesn't seem right. Yes, it would appear our old friend Malachi has one final trick to play. A thaumaturgical wound to the hearts of my precious beast. This complicates things, but not perhaps so much that there is nothing we can do. Exile, listen to me. I am about to release the souls of our unholy trinity from their decanter. Their anger will exude more power than you have experienced ever before. You must defeat them.
Yeah.
To fuse their remnants into something volatile enough to coax the dark ember from its womb. Ready yourself.
Do we have to? So the 3 hearts got opened and there's one of them in each. Shit. She's got some totems casting curses inside. Oh. She's a prankster, isn't she? Appearing like that and disappearing. Appearing and disappearing. Yeah, you're talking bullshit, really. And the lady is trying to peekaboo the life out of us. Toadris Arena. Ooh. It's over? Alligator is the one I'm always the most afraid of. Come on, where are you hiding? Alone? Really? Ah. Bye bye. And now, the scissor hands. Is it disappearing or not really? Slash all you can. That's like 15 more seconds. Wah.
At last, our trio joins to become one foul spirit.
Shit.
Darkness, and let us be rid of this place.
Depraved Trinity. At the Black Heart. Shoo! Throwing books at me. Ooh. Nope. What the hell? Ugh. It cheated me out. Ugh.
You're questioning me, the great sea mistress Lily Roth, about how she so happened to find you failing at drowning on some god-forsaken fleshy piece of land. Thought it'd be obvious. Grandfather and I, we came to thank you for our little reunion here you started. Caught wind that you were playing around up here with that dead beast from the locals. So we followed your trail, dreading we'd be finding your body bits strewn all over this godforsaken mountain. But lo and behold, what do we get? Our favourite exile twiddling their thumbs. Your lucky old Whalem's still got some thaumaturgical prowess in his bones. How the hell did you end up here anyhow?
Well,
Well, I suppose you'll be wanting us to ferry you over to Oriath. Take care of that nasty cannibal god Katava once and for all. Well, we'd be glad to oblige. There'll be plenty of treasures in ruined Theopolis just sitting there for the taking, I'm sure. Say the words and we'll set the sails.
woohoo!
I ain't gonna lie to you, friend. You look like actual shite. Like a real big steamy pile of goat dropping.
Yeah, make it more graphic.
Since we last crossed compasses. Well, never fear. Your favourite Captain Old Rocktooth is here to save the day. I guess I owes you a bit on account of bringing Lily and I back together.
Aww.
As you can see, finally found the missing powder in my shot pouch. By that I mean my courage. Managed to make my way over to Lion Eyes Watch to see my granddaughter finally. Tell you, I don't know what in the blazes I was fretting about. She took to me like a fish to water. It was as if no time had passed at all. Anyhow, it'll be lucky for you that we did so, as we were out looking for you to offer our thanks. Followed me compass, listened to the thaumaturgical whisperings of my ship, and next we know, we'll be following a trail of blood and guts leading straight to you. Wasting your time in the middle of God.
Steve.
Here are ways to...
Ready to go? Just in time as well. Grandad says there's a good thaumaturgical headwind blowing our way.
It's a kind of magic. Well, we're here. But certainly we want to have a word or two with our friends in Act 9. Since Tasuni was always a douchebag, I'm gonna go with giving the feather to Irasha. Well, if they really wanted to keep it more in the family, they would have taken care of it by themselves.
Not since the fall of Destret has this Akara seen so sad a moment. Our gods are false. Our Sekima is dead. But you, outsider, you offer hope. Without the feather, Tasuni will be unable to take control of Highgate, no matter how much he lies and whines. My people will never allow it. And Oyun's passing leaves me with only one course of action. I will take the Sekima feather and mount the saddle of Highgate. It will be a difficult journey ahead. Our faith has died with the gods you have slain, yet I know in my heart that we will find a way to go on. For your troubles, outsider.
Oh, and
There I was, tending to the animals when the ground moved beneath me. It was like the whole earth groaned in pain, a cry unlike I've ever heard. The mountain trembled, and for a moment it seemed as if death was due to visit us, here in Highgate. I don't know what you did, outsider, but I hope you did not hurt the mountain. She is our mother, and if a stranger were to wound her, I would slit their throat myself.
Yeah.
When I was 12, 3 men came out of the Vastiri plains and set their eyes upon me. They asked me for water, but took much more. When the woman of Highgate finally caught them, I was given an opportunity to enact the execution myself, an offer I gladly took. Even at 12, I knew the price for betraying the Akara. Tasuni knew Oyun was to perish at the hands of that overreaching bitch, yet he did nothing to save her. Should I ever be in a position to punish such treachery, I shall do so, with pleasure.
Yeah, I also find it a bit odd that he didn't do anything.
As a child, my mother told me stories of the old gods, that they were to be feared and venerated, that they embodied the everlasting spirit of the Marakath people. But this false queen, Garukan, she was nothing but a goddess of lies. By accepting Kira's slaughter of Oyun as a sacrifice of worth, the goddess has played her part in forsaking our most sacred tenet. Honor the mother, honor the life. The bones of our tribe mother have been ground into the dust by this divine insanity? If the old gods can't follow the very traditions they themselves set forth, then how can we? Perhaps the time has come to forge our customs anew, in our image, not those of false and selfish gods.
Well.
What was that earthquake caused by? Some sort of death shudder from that
Your
volatile
mama.
beast? I have no thaumaturgical bone in my body, yet still I can sense the corruption seeping out of the cracks in that mountain. This can't be. Why would you disturb its rest?
Hush now, sweetie. The situation is more complex than you would first think.
The Marraketh sat under the curse of the beast for thousands of years. They'd just gotten free, yet now you do something to bring the source of its darkness into our very presence. This is unconscionable. It's
The right choice. Would you rather a hostile reign of warring immortals? Our hero obviously has some kind of plan in mind. If this shift in the mountain can remove the gods from Rayclast, then I, for one, am happy to be shook up a little.
well, whatever the case, at least we have each other.
And we are strongest when we stand together.
Yeah, Petardus, listen to the lady. You're full of shit, and she is right.
Irasha holds the feather. Then Highgate has been saved. She may not be in the bloodline, but she holds fast to their traditions, and that's all that matters. Just think, Tasuni may have steered the tribe into dangerous and unknown territory.
The beast you know is not always better than the one you don't, my love.
Until next time.
Yeah, let's hear his whining a bit now.
It seems as though fate shan't be content with just the taking of my eyes. It is pernicious enough to steal my vision from me as well. I had planned to lead my people into a brighter, better future with the passing of our dear Oyun. But fate uses you to torment me. Still, I must not despair. Time is on my side, and in Rayclast, nobody remains a Sekema for long.
Yeah,
By the gods, and by the death of gods, you still live.
did you ever think about putting that stick out of your ass, Tasuni?
A weapon has been discovered, perhaps, to turn the tide of bloodshed brought on by these sickening gods. Tell me, what did you find? No, I mustn't inquire, for fear of losing my mind as well as my eyes. Oh, I am struck by a peculiar yearning, Exile. It is as if I am a man stood on the precipice of a cliff, with an insatiable longing for the ground. Please, leave me, before the frenzied voices inside my head devour my body and soul. You shall be rewarded.
Now that I have both ingredients, I shall brew us a nice cup of what we need. There has never been a substance more corrosive than this, apart from my dear Garukan's sarcastic wit. Let us meet soon at the blood pools surrounding Elysium, and from there we shall burn ourselves a pathway into the belly of the beast.
So, we made the final push here. We took care of the Magnificent Three. We reawakened the beast and put some life in it, just to make that ultimate attack at Kitava. If you're curious how it's gonna work, well, you have to watch the next episode. I'm probably gonna do Act 10 along with the labyrinth. I'm not gonna push my luck. Keep your fingers crossed and see you later, alligators. Bye.